Harold and the Poopy Little Puppy. Written by Ellie Crowe. Narrated by Dan Culhane. Illustrations by Janet King. Chapter 1. On a snowy morning, Harold, the golden retriever, padded around the garden checking his wee mail. This was the most important part of Harold's day. He loved sniffing the yellow spots in the snow and learning the daily dog news. A big yellow spot told him that his friend Rover ate roast chicken for dinner. Another interesting spot told him his friend Turbo ate dirt and doggy doo. Harold loved eating all those yummy things too. He barked happily. Then a funny thing happened. The dad came home early. He jumped out of his car carrying a big basket. There was something in the basket. A wiggly thing covered by a blue blanket. A wiggly thing that was making funny snuffling sounds. Harold barked a warning. Dangerous! Wiggly thing in basket! The dad ignored him. Harold jumped up. Someone had to do something. The dad was taking that dangerous wiggly snuffling thing into the house. It was Harold's job to protect the family. And Harold always tried hard to be a good guard dog. He jumped up on the dad's legs and tried to stick his nose into the basket. Harold, the dad yelled, get down right now. Harold often had problems with the dad, but he tried his best to take care of him. Good dog, he told himself, good dog, good. Crazy dog, the dad muttered. Harold barked another warning. The dad ignored him. I'm home, the dad shouted, and guess what I've got? Madeline, who was Harold's best friend in the whole world, ran out of the front door. She lifted a corner of the blanket and peeked into the basket. Oh, he's so cute, Madeline said. I can't wait to play with him. Harold wagged his tail as hard as he could. He loved the word play. He's smart, too, the dad said. Tibetan Terriers are very smart dogs, smart and brave. Harold's ears went up. He panted with excitement. He was the only dog in the family, so the dad must be talking about him. Of course he was smart and brave. At last the dad realized it. What a day! He turned round and round in circles and barked, Here I am, me, Harold, cute and smart and brave. I'm here and ready to play fetch. Down, Harold, the dad yelled. Bad dog, stop that, now! Harold's ears and tail went right down. He hated when the dad called him a bad dog. He could never understand the dad. He wondered if the dad could even understand himself. Harold knew it was important to be a good dog, and it was even more important now. It was turkey time. Yesterday, the mom went hunting and came home with a big turkey bird. The mom was a good hunter. Harold loved turkey time dinners, and he'd only get a piece of turkey if he was a good dog. Tail down, Harold watched the dad carry the basket with the wiggly, snuffling thing right into the house. Chapter 2. Harold padded into the living room, taking care not to go near the tree with the sparkling lights. A few days ago, he'd marked the tree as part of his territory, and the dad got mad. Then another funny thing happened. The dad took the blanket off the basket, and out jumped a puppy. The shaggiest, silliest-looking puppy Harold had ever seen. Look, Harold, the dad said. Come and meet Prince. Isn't he great? Prince is a Tibetan Terrier. He's going to win lots and lots of prizes at dog shows. Aren't you, Prince? Tibetan Terriers are brave and smart. Prince looked up from under his long, hairy bangs. He blinked at the dad with his beady little eyes. Then he blinked at Harold. Brave? Smart? Give me a break. Harold almost choked. He couldn't believe his eyes. The dad had gone completely crazy. He ran up to the puppy and sniffed his tail. Funny looking little thing, he thought. How does it manage to see anything with all that hair in its eyes? A happy thought ran through his mind. The puppy would never be able to spot the turkey. Too bad, Prince, old boy, he barked. You need a haircut before you can see anything. The mom, the dad, and even Luke and Madeline gathered around silly, snuffling Prince. Harold gave a soft woof. No one even looked at him. Harold sat down on his mat and began licking a spot he hadn't licked in ages. Chapter 3. "Come and join us, Harold," Madeline said. "Look, I brought you a bag of your favorite doggy treats." Harold barked happily. He loved Madeline. He decided when the mom gave him a piece of turkey, Madeline could share it. "Isn't Prince cute, Harold?" Madeline said. She gave the puppy a pat on the head. The puppy barked and raced out of the living room and down the hallway. Madeline raced after it. She returned cuddling and petting the silly thing. Then she dipped her hand into Harold's doggy treats. "Here, Prince, you don't have to be afraid. Good dog, have a doggy treat." Prince wagged his fluffy tail. Harold yelped with shock. Madeline knew the doggy treats were his. He snapped the treat out of Madeline's hand and swallowed it whole. "No, Harold," Madeline said. "Share your doggy treats. Prince is only a baby." She put the box of Harold's doggy treats right under the puppy's drooling mouth. "Here you are, darling little Prince," she said. "Eat up. Harold wants you to eat as many as you want." Harold jumped in front of the doggy treats. "Over my dead body," he barked. Prince growled. Harold growled right back. "Bad dog, Prince, bad dog. No growling in this house." He thought he sounded a lot like the dad. "Harold," the dad yelled, "stop that growling. Bad dog." Bad dog? Harold couldn't believe his ears. How could he, Harold, be a bad dog? Prince growled first. Also, they were Harold's doggy treats. Then Harold had a terrible thought. Maybe his family loved Prince more than they loved him. "Here you are, Prince," Luke said. "Here's your very own doggy toy." He handed Prince a long, blue, fuzzy toy. Prince nudged the toy with his nose. "Do you like it, Prince?" Madeline cooed. Prince bit the toy. The toy squeaked. Prince jumped back. Immediately, Harold knew something was wrong. There was an animal in the toy, a nasty animal, maybe a rat with long teeth. The rat could come out at any moment. The nasty, squeaking rat could attack Madeline. Harold dashed forward and grabbed the toy away from Prince. He ripped it apart in seconds. That rat inside certainly wasn't squeaking now. "Harold!" Madeline screamed. Harold wagged his tail. He knew Madeline was still frightened of the rat. But the toy and the rat were finished as could be. In fact, they were in fuzzy, finished blue pieces on the floor. Harold barked proudly. "Good dog." "You ruined Prince's toy," the dad yelled. "Bad dog, go outside now." Chapter 4. Tail down, Harold padded out of the living room and down the passage. When he reached the front door, he saw a horrible thing. Prince had done a doggy-do right there in the house. Harold knew doing doggy-do inside the house was very bad. He'd been told that lots of times. Naughty Prince was going to get into real trouble. Harold even felt a little sorry for him. Maybe the family wouldn't think he was so cute and smart and brave now. Maybe they would think he was a poopy little puppy. Harold stood over the doggy-do and barked, "Doggy-do in the house, doggy-do in the house." No one came. He barked louder still. The dad came down the passage. He took one look at the doggy-do and his face went red. "Harold," the dad said, "bad dog, I can't believe you did a doggy-do right at the front door. Out." Harold tried barking even louder to explain it wasn't him. But the dad's face turned even redder. "Out," he yelled. Out Harold went. He sat in the garden looking into the window. He could see Luke and Madeline laughing and playing with the poopy little puppy, Prince. It was the most unfair thing ever. When the wonderful smell of the turkey dinner filled the air, Harold decided to sneak inside. Maybe if he was very quiet, the dad wouldn't notice him. Almost on tiptoes, Harold padded into the dining room. Sliding under the table, he sat near Madeline's feet, looking up. Madeline was his friend, his best friend. Once when she was very small, she'd dropped a big piece of turkey on the floor. It tasted so yummy. For years and years, Harold had sat at the same spot, hoping she'd do it again. With horror, he saw Prince sneak up and sit at Madeline's feet too. Prince was looking up. He had his beady little eyes on Madeline. Prince was onto the whole turkey dropping thing already. Harold growled. "No growling, Harold," the dad said. Prince gave a knowing smirk. At that very moment, Madeline waved her fork and Harold's dream came true. A big piece of turkey dropped down onto the floor in front of him. It even came with a splash of gravy. Drooling, Harold pounced. Prince pounced too. Quite by accident, Harold took a bite of Prince's nose. Prince gave a loud yelp. "Bad, bad dog, Harold," the dad yelled. "Out!" Chapter 5. So Harold missed the turkey dinner. The family ate happily. All Harold had for dinner was a few flies he managed to snap. After what seemed like hours, Madeline ran out of the house. "I'm going to the school hall to sing carols by candlelight," she said, patting Harold's head. "You can come and listen, Harold." Tail wagging, Harold followed Madeline to school. He sat at the school hall door, watching the flickering candles and listening to the children sing. He was thinking of juicy turkey bones, when suddenly he spotted Prince running through the school gate. "Go back home, Prince," Harold barked. But Prince ran right past Harold and inside the school hall door. "Bad puppy, Prince," Harold barked. He knew dogs were not allowed inside the school hall. But Prince kept running. Harold sprang to his feet. He was just in time to see Prince, who still had his hair covering his eyes, run straight into the table with the candles. The table fell over. All the flickering candles fell to the ground. A burning candle landed right on the pile of songbooks. A little flame licked out. The songbooks began to crackle and burn. "Fire!" Harold's heart thumped. His head spun. What was he going to do? In the front of the hall, the children were singing. Miss Candy, the music teacher, hadn't noticed the fire. Harold barked a warning, but no one listened. "Fire!" he barked. "Fire!" Danger, bad danger. Harold felt the danger in his bones. The flames burned fast. Flicker, flicker, fire, fire, danger! "Get away, Prince," Harold barked. "Danger!" But Prince just stood there. Harold needed some way to put out the flames now. Every second he waited, the flames burned higher. "Get away, Prince," he barked again. Harold knew there were two ways to deal with things: eat them or wee on them. Making his mind up fast, Harold raced to the burning flames and lifted his leg. Harold could wee for a long, long time. Usually he saved his wee to drizzle out on the trees he passed, but this time he just went for it. And suddenly, he realized that Prince was doing it too. Tiny Prince, his fat little stomach only just above the flames and his hair still covering his eyes, had lifted his leg. Prince stood beside Harold. Prince was weeing at the fire with all his might. The flames fizzled. Smoke rose. The flames died. Harold woofed at Prince. Prince woofed at Harold. Just as the last flames fizzled out, Luke walked in to join the carol singers. "Hey!" Luke shouted. "Harold, what are you doing? Weeing in church? Weeing on the songbooks? Oh, Harold, bad dog!" Chapter 6. Harold had no way to tell Luke what had happened. Then, as he hung his head, Prince did an unexpected thing. He jumped in front of Harold and growled at Luke. Harold stared at the puppy in surprise. Prince was showing that he was a true friend, and Prince had been brave too. Luke frowned. "What's up, Prince?" he said. Miss Candy, the music teacher, ran up. "What's happening?" she said. "I smell burning." Luke shook his head. "I don't know. Harold was weeing on these songbooks and the candles. What a mess." "It looks like there was a fire," Miss Candy said. "I think Harold put it out." "Prince did too," Harold barked. "Oh dear," Luke said. "Harold put out a fire and I told him he was a bad dog." Madeline ran up and patted Harold's head. "Harold is the best dog ever," she said. Then she patted Prince's head too. "Good dog, Harold," Luke said. Harold wagged his tail. "Good dog, good. And good dog, Prince." Then he barked, "Come on, Prince, There may be more turkey under the table. We can share." Prince woofed. And then Harold and Prince scampered down the path. Best friends forever.